What's going on, everyone? It's Mike and John back again for another match preview. It's Everton against Wolves. So excited about this game. Eager to get 3 points. Expect 3 points. Great performance. Vitaly Mikalenko is going to have a sensational game. Decore, Tarkowski, long ball football. How you feeling, John?
Well, that's obviously tongue-in-cheek, so you've just made me feel. I didn't think I could feel any worse, but the thought of watching this football again on Wednesday and then on Saturday. Do you know what? I was thinking before, I've never been so... What's the word I'm looking for? Apart from Everton Football Club. I've never been so distanced. I honestly think, mate, I can remember the Mike Walker days I honestly think this is the worst football I've ever seen. But yet, no one else can see it. Like the people who can pull the trigger or anything. And I know people keep saying, and we said it on here, that there's no one to pull the trigger. Listen, Mashiri's disinterested in his club. He's distanced himself from the club, but he's still the owner. Now, I seen someone put before, you're probably looking at about 2.5 million, 3 million to sack Dyche and his backroom staff, 4 million. You get £3.1 million for every place you finish higher up in the Premier League. You only need to go 2 places up and he's paid off. Just pull the trigger. Because I'm telling you now, the way we're playing and the way Goodison is and the way the fans feel, I think we're going to struggle on Wednesday, mate. And I dread to think about Saturday.
Yeah, so I mean, let's talk about the feeling. Let's talk about the future for a second. There's a lot of little snippets of news, lots of rumours around the Friedkin group. But here's the absolute concrete. So Ben Jacobs has come out and fundamentally said everything is on track for before Christmas. Friedkin group are confident it will be before Christmas. I still think. I actually think it's done. I just think it's a case of signing and dotting I's and crossing T's. I'm absolutely convinced it's done. I don't know that. There's rumours flying around on various forums saying that the Premier League approval has been granted, etc., etc., etc. But I honestly believe it's done. And
well, I'm telling you now, do you know if it's been done? It needs to be announced and these people need to be in the door to sort this shit show out, because I'm telling you now, do you know if it's not done till the middle of December and the transfer window opens in January, they've got their work cut out to get rid of this manager, to get their feet under the table, to get rid of this manager, to sort out what we need. We're not going to go and spend millions and millions of pounds in January, but the club needs a lift. The fans need a lift.
Yeah.
The players need a lift.
yeah,
And I'm telling you now, if when this freaking group come in, the lift that will give us as a fan base and people who work within Goodison and hopefully the players as well, that will be more important than trying to bring shitloads of signings in January and rushing deals over the line for the sake of it. The club needs a lift, and the biggest lift it'll get is if these come in and get rid of him.
Yeah, I agree. And that, today, for example, they've started following on Everton on social media. So Instagram, I think Twitch, Twitter and all that stuff. I think they've started following Everton. So they're ingraining themselves in all the elements of the clubs. We also understand that they've been looking at CEOs and whatever. But John, you're right. They need to come in sooner rather than later. But they get a free pass at the minute, don't they? They get a free pass because what essentially happens right now is Sean Dyche is not expected to win any of the games. Sorry about that. The dog is going ape shit. I'll leave you with that bit, John. You can follow on. He's not expected to win any of those games. So, there you go. So why change him? And it sounds awful. It sounds awful. But why change him? Because he's not going to win Liverpool. He's not going to beat Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea. Everton are the lowest for most stats in the league. The only stat we're top of is long ball. If they get away with it, the longer they're in. The longer he's in, he gets away with it. Fresh start come January the 1st. And I don't like that, by the way. But my personal approach would be if the deal's done now, do it now. Join now. I don't care I literally don't care if you get off that plane at John Lennon Airport, drive to Finch Farm, sack Sean Dyche, stick Leighton Baines in charge for the next 5 games or 4 games or 3 games, whatever it is. I don't care. I literally don't care. That's what I think they should do.
Well, I think it's got to be an interim manager, because what we don't want, Michael, is we don't want a long-term manager coming in straight into this run of fixtures with this squad of bottlers that we've got playing for us week in and week out, throwing a new manager under the bus. I know what you're saying. We're not expected to get much, but then on the flip side of that, you get a new manager bounce. Now, whether that be Leighton Baines, whether it be David Moyes short-term, I've seen a few people say Lee Carsley come in. I'm not ready for Lee Carsley to manage Everton just yet. And listen, the way he's going on with the under-21s for England, there'll be bigger clubs after him than Everton will, because we're not a big club anymore. We're not attractive, and people can shoot me down for that. And if anyone wants to shoot me down for that, you tell me what's attractive about Everton, apart from the new stadium. Because that new stadium, I've said it on here many times, has caused this club more shit than anything. More shit. The shine's being took off that new stadium for me. Yeah, it looks fantastic. And it is going to be fantastic. But for the shit and the financial situation that we've been put in because of that stadium and everything else that surrounds Everton Football Club, you just lose hope, don't you? I've never, ever been this low. And I know it's a negative video, and I know it's supposed to be the match preview for Wolves. But listen, I think I'm speaking for 99.9% of the fan base on here.
Moving on to Wolves. Tough game.
Yeah.
They're playing all right. Everton can't score. I don't think we win this game.
Mate, I don't. I think, honest to God, the most we can hope for is a draw. Now, how bad's that? How bad is that we're going in to, after this game, we'll have 12 league games left at Goodison. How bad's that we're going to a game saying the most we can hope for against Wolves is a draw. Because I'm telling you now, they've got some great individual players. I know they got beat on Saturday by Bournemouth 4-2, but they went 1-0 up very early in that game. Again, another team who come out the blocks really, really quick. And if they do that against this Everton team, mate, then they'll probably score in the first couple of minutes. They won 2 on the bounce before Saturday. So it's not going to be, by any stretch of the imagination, an easy game. And every team that comes to Goodison Park, while this manager's in charge, will fancy their chances. And you know what? You haven't even really got to sit there as the opposition manager and really go through your team talk in your head. It's easy. It's piss easy. How you G your team up to play against Everton at Goodison Park. I could do it because it doesn't take much to get at this squad of bottlers and to get at this dinosaur of a manager, because we all know nothing is going to change on Wednesday from this manager. It's going to be the same turgid football with the same tactics, with the same wrong team selection. You know what to expect. That's all this manager for Wolves, Gary O'Neill, I think it is, has got to say to his players.
I'm not going to talk about whole team, but for me, like we said on the last video, for me, I make 3 changes for this game. Ashley Young goes to left back. Nathan Patterson comes in at right back. Mangala comes into the middle for Decore, and Jack Harrison comes in for Lindstrom.
I agree with most of them. I actually throw Brozier straight in, mate. He played 60-odd, 70-odd minutes. One of them played 60, one played 70, but the other one was Chimity. I'd throw him straight in, mate, and see what he can do, because he threw better in the other day and he didn't do much. We all know for a fact if he throws Calvert-Lewin back in. Do you know when you look at some players, right? Well, the majority of players, they've been playing every week for whoever club, and then they're dropped because they haven't been performing. Right? You look at Calvert-Lewin. Do you know if he gets picked on Wednesday to start? Do you think we're actually going to see a Calvert-Lewin hungry and trying to shove two fingers up the manager's ass by saying, "Why did you drop me the other day?" No. So I throw Brozier in. I'm not a lover of Patterson. I don't think he's Premier League good enough. I know we haven't seen much of him. What I have seen, I think I'd rather play Coleman there if he's 3/4 fit than Patterson, to be fair. And I know that's probably a bit of a bad shout against Patterson, but just don't rate him. I have no problem putting Ashley Young at left back over Mykolenko because he's been dog shit since the first whistle of the season. Lindstrom, as I said the other day, won't be a Premier League footballer as long as I've got a hole in my arse, so I have no problem putting Harrison in. And I have no problem putting Mangala in over Decore, but I would start Brozier. I don't care.
Score prediction?
I think the most we can hope for is a 1-1. I don't see us scoring. I think Wolves win it. I think Wolves win 1-0.
Yeah, do you know what? That's the. And do you know what's even worse? Is Wolves have been poor at the start of this season, but yet you look at the players who've got. Say again.
So would Southampton be?
I know, but you look at some of the players they've got, like Cunha, and just look at the squad.
Haven't they got like a lad, Wang or someone, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got good footballers.
Oh, they have. Get into our team, the majority of that. We just start at left back because, again, I know we didn't really do a debrief. Well, we haven't done a debrief. But what was the point in bringing Jake O'Brien when we were 4-0 down? Was that another two fingers at the fans yesterday? Made 4 fucking subs, mate, when we're 4-0 down. 5 subs all in all after going 4-0 down. Apparently Tarkowski's leg was strapped up at the end of the game. So does Jake O'Brien come in? Or does he? Michael Keane took a knock to the knee the other day. That's why he wasn't in the squad. So did we see O'Brien and Branthwaite?
Well,
fuck knows.
Mate, this is the thing. I've got no issue seeing him. I've got no issue seeing him. I thought he looked all right pre-season, to be honest, and he certainly looks all right for Ireland.
Mate, I'd have no problem playing O'Brien and Branthwaite, mate. Because I'm telling you now, do you know if Keane's made it back fit from the knock he had the other day, I'm playing him over Tarkowski because he's been dog's bollocks. Piss poor since the first game of the season. Michael Keane, Tarkowski. I put Michael Keane in me.
The one that summed it up for me was was it the third that Rashford scored straight after half time? Yeah, it was. And he runs down the right hand.
Yeah.
But Tarkowski doesn't follow him. He's going 6-yard box.
Mate, my nan's been 6 foot under for 25 years. She's faster than Tarkowski. He's got no pace to follow. Why is he going to try and bust the gut when he knows he's not going to catch him? And what the hell was Mykolenko and Tarkowski doing there anyway? The goals were a shambles. They were shambolic from a team who's conceded them sort of goals where you've got Sean Dyche, who's always been known to sort of be okay defensively. And we've been okay defensively lately. To that, you can't blame Branthwaite for the first one. It was just unfortunate. But then, I think it was their second goal, a long ball from Pickford. Man United headed out and they break away. Then you've got Branthwaite got robbed where Mykolenko should have been. And then you've got Tarkowski playing the ball to Michaelenko or Michaelenko playing the ball to Tarkowski, a fucking hospital ball. So that's a defence, mate, that has been okay defensively this season. A Sean Dyche defence. I've seen better when I used to manage the under-8s, mate.
I think that's enough for this match preview because it's not good.
Mate, I'm telling you now, it's a long way off getting any better because it's all right, the freaking group coming in, and a new manager might get an extra 3, 4, at the most 5% extra out of some of them players. But, mate, there's fucking massive shit that needs to hit the fan at Goodison Park before we can start feeling that we're going to be safe. Massive changes. Not just the owner, not just the board, the manager, the CEO, the director of football. And I've seen people putting on X and Blue Sky. You can't really blame Kevin Thelwell. He's done some poor signs, done some okay ones, done some poor ones as well, mate. Right? It needs a whole new... It's like buying a house, mate, and you knock it down to the shell. That's what this club needs, and build up, because it's not going to happen overnight. And there's going to be... Can there be any more lows? Can it get any lower? It's not going to get much higher for a while. And I know that's negative, but I don't think anyone does expect it to.
No. Cool. Right, we will leave it there, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Me and John will be there for the match reaction. I'm sitting in the paddock this week, so if you do see me, make sure you come over and say hello. John's the same; he's always there, and we will see you soon, guys. Peace.